Hi guys, I'm back up here with another daily motivational message for the collective. Remember, all messages are not for all, they're for some. Take what you need and leave the rest. As well as we got that slot open for personal readings if you feel guided or interested in purchasing one of those, you know what to do. You can DM me, we can get you set up, come fuck with your girl, okay? As well as going to drop a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys and start the discussion. As well as just going to share these vids, man. Let's get this divine knowledge out here for the collector so we all can get on one accord, okay? So that's about it. For the meat and potatoes of this reading, the main energy, right, is coming from a deck called the Book of Awareness, I believe. Yeah. And we just got one card. Boom. Right? And then we got 3 cards from the African Tarot, okay? All right, let's go on and get it popping, okay? The message is perseverance. All right? Perseverance. Even when we can't see, we know how to feed ourselves. Even when the way isn't clear, the heart still pumps. That's true. Even when afraid, the air of everything enters and leaves the lungs. That's true. Even when clouds grow thick, the sun still pours its light earthward. Okay? All right. Beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. I said energy. Excuse me. Energy. I'm going to read that one more time, okay? Even when we can't see, we know how to feed ourselves. Even when the way isn't clear, the heart still pumps. Even when afraid, the air of everything enters and leaves the lungs. Even when clouds grow thick, the sun still pours its light earthward. Okay? All right. So what this message is really saying here in these moments in time, which is a beautiful message here, even when you don't see the path and where God may or may not be leading you. Really, honestly, where God may be leading you, you may not be able to see where God's leading you or understanding why God's having you do certain things or experience certain things and things of that nature. This is that type of energy in these moments in time. It has to do with being in a space of truly trusting, right? This is that type of energy. The current lesson as a collective, what we are learning right now in these moments in time is how to trust in God and how to depend on God. In not only in the moments of when you're down and out, but also in the moments when the water is settled, when the space is settled, when everything's comfortable. Learning how to really focus on God and stay committed to God as you are strengthening your relationship with God more and more each day, each hour, each minute, each second, right? This is that type of energy as a collective. We're learning how to allow God to have its way. Understanding the will of God. Finally not talking so much to God, right? And finally listening, right? So this is that type of energy. We have so many oppositions and things we want God to do and requests and prayers and worries and all of these different things where we never stop and listen to God when God's speaking, right? This is that type of energy. Have you ever asked God what God, even though God doesn't really worry about nothing, but like, have you ever asked God what God wants? How God wants sees the picture? How God wants this to go about? Most times we don't. Sometimes we have to be humbled in a space where God forces us to have to listen, right? And really be in an energy of really listening, right? So this is that type of energy, not doing so much talking, more listening, right? This is that type of energy. Even though we can't see the plan that God's doing for our life, doesn't mean that God ain't doing the do, right? This is that type of energy with the 8 of Swords. So this is that type of energy as you move forward on your journey. There is going to be things that's going to try to step in your way, right? Especially the opposition, especially doubt, fear. All of these different things are going to challenge you as you move forward on your journey, as you step into the new version of you, right? But with this type of energy here, right, if you're in complete awareness that the will of God will always happen. So that being said, if God's will is to go a certain way, there's nothing, no person, no place, no thing, nothing can stop the will of God, right? So when you understand the will of God is going to always have its way, there's no room for fear. Because why? God's going to have it anyway. Right? So wherever God's trying to take you is going to be in the will of God. So it's pointless to have fear when it comes to something that you cannot control. Right? So this is that type of energy. What you can do is work and collaborate with God, right? You can work and collaborate with God, but at the end of the day, everything stems down to the ultimate verdict of your creator, right? So this is that type of energy here. It's pointless to be in an energy of fear when it all stems down to what God wants. God will hear you out. God will collaborate with you. God will do all of these different things, but at the end of the day, the say-so, the one who slams the gavel is God, right? So it's kind of pointless to be in an energy of limbo with the hangman. This is the hangman card in this deck, right? You're better off being in an energy of walking by faith and not by sight, understanding that God is leading you in a direction, right? When God is leading you in a direction, this direction does not require eyes to see. Let me say that shit again for the motherfuckers in the back in case y'all didn't hear that or catch that one, right? Where you're being headed, where you're being directed does not require these eyes to see, right? So this is that type of energy. What it requires is faith, dedication, seeing from your third eye, seeing it from the perspective of God, learning how to depend on God. Because as I don't know about y'all, at least most of us, all of us, pretty much have this issue, is not including God in what we're doing. So that being said, it has to do with feeling like you have to do everything yourself, in knowing that you don't have the strength or the capacity to pull this off without your creator. Facts, right? Trying to pull something off without God is just setting oneself up for failure, right? This is that type of energy. Learning how to depend on God, learning how to trust God, learning how to be in the presence of God. We do not need to go to God to tell God about your worries and your concerns and all these different things, because God already understands, right? God knows what you're going through, right? Just put a reading up about God is not going to cuddle your insecurities. As you're going through your journey, you are being stripped away, right? Things are being stripped away. So that being said, you're going to be naked. You're going to experience a space of uncomfortability. You're going to experience a period of vulnerability that you've never been in, right? Within those moments, you will be, I guess, what is the word? Skeptical? Hopefully that's the word. It's the word today, right? To triggers and these different things, because you're no longer holding on to certain things. And when you feel things slipping from you, right, you naturally get into a defense mechanism to try to hold on to it, right? So this is that type of energy. God is not going to baby your insecurities. Just because you feel uncomfortable in a situation, because you feel uncomfortable in a period in your life, doesn't mean that God doesn't hear you, right? But sometimes God, like I told y'all, God is like your divine masculine. God is not, your masculine's not going to baby you. Your masculine is going to show you tough love for your highest good. So is God. That's why we have these forms of God smacks, tower moments, all these different things that go on in our life, right? Within our life that puts us in a space where we have to look back towards God. And for us to go through the journey of cleaning up the rubble, right? After a tower moment, so God can show you what your strength is, how strong you are, who you are, right? This is that type of energy in these moments in time with the World card. This is that type of energy in these moments in time, understanding that the world is your oyster. Right? Oyster. Hopefully that's the word. I don't know why, like, my verbiage is really trying to lock up and fuck up tonight or today. So excuse that. Anyways, the world is your oyster. Oyster? I don't know. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Anyways, yo. This is that type of energy in these moments in time as you're going through a space of healing. Because we're always going through a space of healing. We're always going through a space of healing. And we're always going, moving towards the next level, moving towards the next phase in our life, right? And within these different phases in our lives, you experience different challenges. You unlock different parts of yourself that you didn't know. You experience different parts of yourself you didn't know. So that being said, in these moments in time, it's like, think about your life and think about your spiritual journey as you're in a dark room. You're in your room. This is your room, right? Dark. But it's not so dark that you can't see and walk around in it. It's dim enough so you can see and move, right? But the more that you go on your journey of discovering who God is, God starts to lighten up certain parts of this room. And when these, I guess, certain parts of your room start to become lit, right? You discover, ooh, there's some dirty clothes over there. I probably should clean those up. Ooh. Those magazines are on the floor. Those don't belong there. I should go. I'm going to clean that up. There's some trash over here. There's some this. I need to make my bed. I need to do this. I need to dust. I need to sweep. I need to... All of these different things are revealed on your journey until your room is clean. And really, the moment till your room is clean is the moment that you ascend, right? Let me repeat that shit again in case y'all didn't miss, in case y'all missed what I just said there, right? Your room is clean. You're constantly being lit. This room is being lit until you clean your room fully, right? And the moment that your room is full, right, and clean is the moment that you ascend. So when we talk about ascend, you're no longer on this earth no more. Right? You're constantly cleaning until God sends your ass home. Right? That means your room's clean. Right? Now we can move on to the next part of the house. Right? Let's move on to the next stage. Right? This is that type of energy in these moments in time, and really understanding it from a perspective like that, man. It's like you continue to move forward with the speed. I guess you move forward with God. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna drop this. Anyways, we'll just drop that down now. Anyways, like everything's like really fucking is reading up. I'm sorry. But anyways, really good reading. Everything is based on God's speed, you know, walking with God and moving in a direction towards God, you know. This is that type of energy in these moments in time here. Constantly keeping up with God. Going the speed of God. And sometimes it's not really keeping up with God. Because we don't really have a problem with keeping up with God. The problem here is staying the speed of God. because sometimes the speed of God can be a little slower than the way you want to go, right? This is that type of energy in these moments in time where the speed that you may be going may not be ideal for you, right? It might be a little slow, may be a little lax, may be in an energy where you're trying to go, but God's needing you to stay, right? This is that type of energy, okay? So really, to wrap this message up, it has to do with really staying focused on God and allowing God to show you the way and moving on your journey accordingly, okay? All right, I think I'm going to leave it there. Remember, all messages are not for all, they're for some. Take what you need and leave the rest, as well as we got that slot open for personal readings. If you feel guided or interested in purchasing one of those, you know what to do. DM me. We can get you set up. Come fuck with your girl, okay? As well as drop a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys and start the discussion. As well as let's go and share these vids, man. Let's get this divine knowledge out here for the collective so we all can get on one accord, okay? I want you guys to have a good day. Stay up and bye-bye.